In 2014, the Volkswagen Golf turned the ripe old age of 40. And to mark its milestone birthday, it went on to win a whole suite of prestigious awards, including European Car of the Year, World Car of the Year, and Car of the Year in Japan. Now, I mentioned that last one because it's actually quite an impressive feat. It's the first non-Japanese car to win it in 34 years. So, how do you improve on a winning formula? The answer is very simple. You make the car even more practical. This is the Volkswagen Golf estate. Let's start with the boot, shall we? There is a whopping 605 litres of space in here, which is only negligibly smaller than market leaders. So it is more than capable of taking all of GasbagTV's camera and lighting equipment. And because there is no loading lip here, I can slide things in and out very easily indeed. I have all the seats up so I can still take rear passengers. And just look at that, still plenty of room to spare. The rear seats don't quite fold fully horizontal, but there's no step from the boot floor to the seat back, so that's not really a major concern. And I stand at 6 feet tall. I have the seat in the position that I like to drive in, and I've lots of room in the back. But has all of this extra size and weight wrecked what is one of the best handling cars on the market? The interior of the new Golf is, well, very standard Volkswagen at the moment, which is to say that it's quite high quality. I really like the colour touchscreen display that I have here, and if I wave my hand above this sensor, the colour touchscreen display gives me more options. What I also like is, if I turn the car on and put it into reverse, on my bright colour touchscreen display, you will see that I have a reversing camera. But the party trick is actually out the back, because the badge flips open, and then when you put it back into first again, it closes. So, has all of this extra size and weight affected one of the best handling hatchbacks in the market? Well, no, not at all actually. And that's all thanks to the rather brilliant chassis or skeleton that underpins lots of new Volkswagens. It's known as MQB. I'm not going to try and pronounce the German translation of it, but it essentially means that the car is very lightweight, so it's very fuel efficient, but it's also very rigid, so it's safe in a collision. And would you care to guess at how much it cost Volkswagen to develop that kind of a platform? Well, if you're thinking something in the region of around £50 million, then you're fairly close. £50 million. I never thought that figure could ever sound like good value for money, but somehow in the Golf, it is. Staying on the topic of money, the Volkswagen Golf is generally priced above its competitors, and that can turn some people off. However, it usually holds its value better than most of its rivals, so I think that evens the argument out a bit. And it's one of the most universally accepted cars on the market. Dealers of all brands would love to take in a Volkswagen Golf, so it's nice to have options. As a very shrewd Volkswagen dealer said to me, the Volkswagen Golf is the 21, 31, 41, 51, 61 and 71 car, meaning that no matter whether you're 21 or 71, it's perfect for you. The Volkswagen Golf estate costs €1,000 more than the regular hatchback version, and I think that that is actually a very sensible price differential, because it means that it's not too far out of people's grasp. And if you think about it, it really isn't a full €1,000, because if you were to buy the car new and keep it for 3 years, you'll get about €500 of a premium back for it when you come to trade it back in. It won't quite hold the full €1,000. And so it's only costing you €500 over 3 years to have something that's far more practical. That's just about €165 a year to have a huge boot and something that's still as fuel efficient as a regular hatchback. I think that sounds like value for money to me. And yet, despite the fact that estates in general are very good value for money in the Irish market, and let's face it, who doesn't like a good bargain, we've still traditionally bought 3-box saloons. I can't quite get my head around that fascination, to be honest, because on a like-for-like basis, this Golf estate is €4,000 cheaper than a Passat. Volkswagen offer their regular lineup of specs in the Golf estate. I have Trendline, Comfortline and Highline. I'm driving the very high-spec 110 brake horsepower, 1.6-litre diesel Highline model, which costs €29,000. If that sounds a little saucy, well, you can drop back to a Comfortline model for €26,700. But hold your horses. Volkswagen has access to Volkswagen Banks money, which means that you can borrow at a very competitive rate. And so long as you go in with a little bit more of a deposit on day one, Volkswagen will reward you with a lower cost of credit if you go for the high-spec model. So you can get all of the goodies like adaptive cruise control, which means that if I set my cruise control to sit at, say, 100 kilometers an hour and the car in front of me brakes to 80 kilometers an hour, my car will automatically brake with it. It's a great feature. Super for anybody who's doing long journeys. I also have Bluetooth and a multifunction steering wheel and a reversing camera and a colour touchscreen display and dual zone climate control. The list goes on and on. This is really a very nicely spec'd car. The Volkswagen Golf has consistently been one of the best-selling models over the last 40 years, but somehow it's managed to divide opinion. Some people love it, others just simply can't be bothered by it. But regardless of your opinion, you have to admit that Volkswagen have taken a winning formula and somehow improved on it.